loved adventure and spent a lot of time exploring the GTA, especially the Toronto Waterfront. After a heavy rainfall last spring, the waterfront levels were up and some of the shorelands were lined with more driftwood than had been seen in years. About a week before Canada Day, Julie asked me if I wanted to make a driftwood sculpture, and so we did. Julie came up with the idea of using the quay in Humber Bay as a stage for our first sculpture. And so, Julie, her son Liam, my husband Peter, and myself set off to build a giant 150 sign to celebrate Canada Day.
Which you see here in this picture, girded by our friend affectionately known as the Cranky Swan. Notice the high water levels there. I'm gonna go back. Notice the high water levels with the walkway barely above water.
While we were finishing the sign on Canada Day, these patriotic gentlemen showed up with their Canadian luge suits, waving Canadian flags mounted on hockey sticks to pose for pics with us. Sadly, the 150 sign only lasted a few days before it was damaged, but even then we knew we had started something special as passers-by were showing a lot of interest.
During the cleanup of the 150 sign, Thelia came up with the idea of making the Toronto sign.
And Julie thought of adding the heart to reflect the love we were getting from all the visitors. More and more people started to come, lining up patiently for photos. Everyone was so friendly and kind with us and each other. It was so Canadian.
Without exception, everybody was kind. These three people here touched our hearts with their exceptional generosity. Marco in the middle gave us a $100 check to put towards our next project. Irene on the left kept us supplied with coffee and baked goods. And Maurice on the right held flashlights for us when we worked in the dark. And he also lent us tools and arranged for free parking nearby.
The lineups at the Toronto sign started early and ended late. The sign seemed to take on a life of its own, and the media took notice. We spent a week giving interviews for TV, radio, and print. It was a real feel-good story for Toronto, and at that point, we didn't understand the power of social media.
We weren't on Instagram at all. We had so many people mentioning Instagram and urging us to get the app that finally, with the help of a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, we set ourselves up with Instagram accounts. We were overwhelmed by the love and the gratitude paid to the sign. We were looking at images and we stopped counting at 1,500 different images because it literally made our hearts pound and our heads spin. From dawn till dusk, and even by moonlight, there were pics being taken of the Toronto sign. There just always seemed to be a tripod set up. The sign started to become iconic. There were photo shoots, models, drones, photos in galleries, photos in contests, and most exciting for us, it even got its own Google Maps destination.
And more people came. They came by water and they came by land. There were hikers, bikers, rollerbladers, people on jet skis, in kayaks, and on paddleboards, as you see here. People from all over the GTA made their way to our sign. People visiting Toronto from all over the world came to see our sign.
Throughout the whole experience, people showed us the best part of themselves. We saw kindness, graciousness, and we saw love. There were at least a couple of proposals in front of the heart, and this beautiful couple had their wedding photos taken with the sign. The citizens of Toronto showed us truly how wonderful this city is. Here we go.
And there was wildlife. A mink used a spot near the sculpture as his bathroom every day. We learned that there were over 200 bird species in the area, including these two. The cormorant to the right took shelter with us when a jet skier got too close. We didn't feed them or touch them. We just existed alongside them.
Following the Toronto sign, we wanted to do something more three-dimensional. After a lot of debate, we realized that whatever we made, it would have to be very strong and secure because we knew people would want to interact with it. So we settled on a reclining figure. This pose is traditionally one of the most stable in sculpture because the arms support the torso and the legs provide ballast and more stability.
El Corazon, which means the heart in Spanish, started to come to life for us. As we worked, fleshing out our driftwood skeleton, it started to get more and more attention from passers-by and again the media. One interested visitor was a 10-year-old by the name of Anton who came with his mother to check out El Corazon.
Anton came back again, this time with a heart-shaped rock. He asked him to sign it, and at the grand reveal for El Corazon, We asked the crowd to collect heart-shaped rocks and leave them with Anton's rock at the site of El Corazon. And as you can see, people liked the idea and they responded. More love was flowing.
Poor El Corazon ended up having a heart transplant. After the first heart was damaged, probably from someone trying to climb the sculpture, Julie made a different heart, leaving no possible finger or toe holds. People interacting with the sculpture is a part of the whole experience, so we went to great lengths to make El Corazon safe and secure. There are metal bands hidden underneath the driftwood to support the head. The arms are wedged solidly into the rock to support the torso. The prone leg is filled with rocks so several people can sit on the leg at once. This idea was suggested by Julie's son, Liam, and worked out really well.
We wanted to, at this point, to give kudos to a woman named Bev Fry, who lives in the Humber Bay area. She paints rocks with inspirational messages, and she leaves them all around the Humber Bay Shore Park for people to discover. The messages seem to find their way to the right people, the people who need them. Bev really loves this, and I love the idea too. I'm sure Thelia does as well. She feels she's doing her special part to spread love in the community. The image on the right is a rock she painted as a thank you for El Corazon.
We worked for 3 weeks on El Corazon, 19 days straight in a row. We worked long days, and we didn't think it would take so long, but as El Corazon had more visitors, we slowed to answer questions. It was so worth it. This interaction was an integral part of the whole experience and a definite source of motivation for us.
That last image showed El Corazon wet from some higher waves. Those same waters damaged our Toronto sign, as you can see here. For safety reasons, we removed the broken letters and brought them back to shore. But the next day, we were quite touched to see that people had dragged the letters back out to the quay. They tried to fix it, and they brought the heart up as well. Oh, sorry, there we go.
These images represent the essence of our work. We put our hearts into it and got so much love in return. One young man struck a chord with us. He said that public art, like the Toronto sign and El Corazon, connects people who ordinarily wouldn't even meet. We agree. For us, it's all about bringing people together and sharing the love.
You too. That is awesome. That is really fun. Oh boy, I have to get on Instagram, I guess, because I missed that.